Good morning. Good morning, class. Good morning. Can you all hear me? Thank you. Please, I need some cameras on. Let me see some videos. So we have more people to join us today. Anybody ready to share their video? Okay. Good morning. So we will be starting today's class. Can you see my screen? Please, I need a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. So let's start today's class. What do we have to discuss today? Before starting, let's look at what we have on the announcement. Like I said, the announcement is very important, please. It's very important. So yesterday I posted this information and setting up the IDEs because I think today's Thursday, so by next week we'll be going fully into coding. So we'll start doing some class demonstrations, and you can do that if you don't have your programming environment. So, like I discussed last week, I said we will be using IntelliJ for demonstration in class. However, you can use any IDE of your choice. So, I am not limiting you to a specific IDE, but for this class demonstration, we'll be using IntelliJ. So, if you're interested to use IntelliJ, by the end of this class, I will show like a short demonstration on how to set it up. But of course, if you have other environments you would like to use, you're free. Please let me know. Just thumbs up if you have installed and set up your IDEs already. I need a thumbs up if you have installed and set it up already. Oh, thank you, Bianca. Please. Oh, thank you, Jackson, Anthony. Good, 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 good. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. So let's go to the topic of the day. But before that, I need to discuss what are my expectations for this week. Today is Thursday, the 15th. So I'm expecting your quiz one as well as your participation activity for lesson one. So please, you have until 11:59 p.m. tonight to submit it. I'm talking about the TED Talk you've chosen, and of course, the quiz, which is on the syllabus and a few things we discussed on Tuesday. So please submit your quiz by the end of the day today. I think the other thing is your Zybox. Your Zybox. This is a learning by doing course. So you need your IDEs and you need your textbook, which is your Zybox. I've been saying it. It is almost impossible to be successful in this course without this textbook. So I need you to please ensure you're subscribing to the right textbook. I mean, you're subscribing to my accounts on Zybox. So that's why you don't go to zybooks.com to subscribe. You have to go to one of the assignments. So just click on one of the assignments on the Canvas page. For instance, you can click on so, participation activity two for lesson two. So once you click on it, um, you go to this text area and you right click, it directly take you to the Zybox for this specific course. So that is why it is important. I'm emphasizing because it's very, very important for this course. You are subscribing to the right textbook. So it takes you directly to Zybox because I'm subscribed. I can, access the the activities directly. But if you're not subscribed, then you'll have to see the subscribe button and you just go through the few steps that you have to take to subscribe to the textbook. It is very important we subscribe to this textbook. I think we have a few more people that are yet to subscribe. Please do that before the end of the week. Next week we're starting programming, we're starting coding directly. So I I don't want anybody to, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't subscribed, I'm having issue. Please let's sort all this week. Let me know, communicate with me. Via my Canvas inbox. So reach out. Hey, whatever you have struggling with, if you have any questions, you don't know how to do download or install one of your environments, please let me know. Let me know. I think the last thing I would like to discuss before we move to the topic of the day is your attendance. Attendance. I won't be calling names to take attendance, like, hey, are you here today? Are you here tomorrow? But there will be some in-class activity. In-class activity. So that takes counts towards your attendance for this class. So it is very important you attend the classes. So probably we have some codings we did in class. I'm gonna ask you to just submit that. Maybe questions, it could be discussion rooms, that kind of thing. I use that for my attendance purpose. So please attend the classes, ask questions, let me know if you have any concerns. I'm here to support you. So, any question? Any question on the syllabus? Any question on what we discussed on Tuesday? Thumbs up if there's no question. Thumbs up if there's no question, please. I just need to be sure I'm
Um,
not talking to myself.
I have a question. It's about the Zybooks.
Okay.
This is my first time. This is my first time getting a Zybook. I'm trying to figure out um the part about the student ID number. Is it just our like EM ID number?
No, you have to use your school ID. I mean, you have
My
to use your email. Okay, let's go
Oh,
through.
my email address?
Yes. Your school, your official school email address. So I'll go to the course syllabus. So we'll go through that. And just because I really don't want anybody to make a mistake. So you can see, how do you go to Zybox? So you go directly from your Canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So from your Canvas, you click one of the assignments here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, for instance, you can go through the challenge activity or participation activity. So you click on this, for instance, and you click on this text area.
Mm-hmm.
That's the link area. So it takes you directly to Zybox. So, and on Zybox, if you have not subscribed, there will be a subscribe button. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So click on the subscribe button.
All right.
I'm doing this for other people that have not subscribed to their textbook. Please follow through. So what do you have on the subscribe button?
Well, I asked for student ID number, and I'm trying to figure out what to put
So
for that.
your student ID number should be your email address, your student email address. So we
Okay.
have the information here. If the email does not matches, your grade will not be recorded. So it is very important. So your email address. So I think will we starting the class? Let me know if you have any issue going forward.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other question, please? Thumbs up if there's no question. I'm not seeing anybody on video today. Why? Please turn on your video. I need some body language to understand you're following me, please. Nobody ready to turn on their videos? Oh my God. So boring today. Oh, thank you very much. Please, I need to see more people on video. It's so boring without the video, please, guys. Please. Okay, thank you very much. Please, if you have any question, you can use the chat or just interrupt me. So today, can you see my screen? Thank you. So we're moving to what we are here to do. Problem solving using object-oriented programming language, which is Java. So for this class, we're using Java. And what are the objectives for lesson two? What are the objectives for lesson two? So we are going to learn the basis of programming in this class. Programming life cycle phases, popular IDEs. Like I have been saying it, I'll keep emphasizing it because it's almost impossible to do a programming or take a programming class without writing codes. So where do you write your codes? Your IDE. We will be starting with some simple Java programming, hello world. And also we'll discuss the anatomy of Java programming. And for this lesson two, we will also discuss basic programming errors, errors and warning um, using Java. So, what do you understand by programming lifecycle? Anybody willing to share? You can turn on your mic, please. Please, guys. Use your chat. Lifecycle of writing a software, for instance. Let me take that route. Lifecycle of writing a software. What do you think? I want this class to be interactive, please, guys. Use your chat. Interrupt. Unmute yourself. Life cycle of writing a software. What do you think? When you hear, oh, life cycle of writing a software.
Like the order of how long it takes to get it from idea to actually working.
Thank you. That's brilliant. So those are the steps, the required steps. It takes you from having the idea of solving that specific problem to how you want to solve it, step by step, how you want to solve it. After solving it, how do you want to maintain it? How do you want to keep it? So, that's kind of a life cycle. So we talk about in system analysis and design, we talk about life cycle of software development, and we have different life cycle. What are the different life cycles? Some are iterative in nature, some are agile in nature. What is the life cycle? So it's just the same thing with the programming life cycle. First, you want to solve a problem. You have a specific problem and you want to write some codes. That's when we move to the implementation. I want to solve the problem. I want to calculate probably A plus B. I want my code to be able to sum A plus B. So that's the problem at hand. So you have a plan. Oh, I'm going to find what is the variable for A, what is the number for B. That's where you're planning how to solve that problem. And once you plan, you implement the solution that you've provided. How do you implement the solution? Oh, I think A should be variable A, B should be variable B, then variable A plus variable B gives me variable C. You've implemented that solution. And now is to maintain it. It's working. Probably the software is developed or the code is working, and we have to, is it working properly? Maintenance. Is it working properly? Is it doing the right thing? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that's just like a small or a simple analogy of the programming life cycle. So let's go into it in detail. So at the problem solving phase, what do we do? We analyze the problem. What is the problem we want to provide a solution to? So we have to analyze this problem. And after analyzing the problem, what do? We specify the requirements to solve this specific problem. In my simple example, I just say, I want to calculate A plus B. That's the simplest one. And so if I want to calculate A plus B, I need to be sure, is A an integer? Is B a float? We will go into that. I'm just saying, we will go into that to understand how to assign variables and things like that. So once we have the problem, we analyze it and we specify requirements to solve the problem. However, this is the big thing here. We need to develop a general solution. That's why it's called an algorithm. We don't want to A plus B for this, A plus B for another set of variables, A plus B for another set of variables. No. So we need a general solution that will be able, that's why we call it to solve problems. You don't want to keep solving one problem at a time. So we need a general solution that will solve all the problems related. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? All related problems will be solved by this solution. I will give one analogy, sir, but I just want to open your mind to understand what we do at a problem solving stage. So, in my previous job as a release train engineer, at this point, what we do is to, communicate with as a business owner, product owner, we have developers, we have to specify the problems. Oh, our software, we need a software that can actually calculate the sales we're making in a month. So that's the problem at hand. How do we calculate that sales we are making in a month? We need to specify requirements. And we need to provide a general solution that even not just one product line will be calculated. We don't want to do the same thing. We don't want to develop each one software for different product line. So we need a general solution that will accommodate related problems. And we will see that in our example going forward. So what is an algorithm? What is an algorithm? We have discussed this in our last class, and it's the sequential instruction. So it has to, what is the word sequential? So it has to follow a specific rules. Once this is this should happen. If this is this, then the other thing should happen. So you're going to make you're giving the instruction for your computer, for your program rather, to make a decision based on the different scenarios you have. I hope you understand me. Am I communicating, please? I don't want to be talking alone, so please just give me a thumbs up if you understand what I just explained. Thank you very much. And once we develop we have the specification, we analyze, we have the specification. What do we do next? We have to verify that the solution we have provided will solve the problem at hand. I don't know. If it's not solving the problem, they will have not done anything. I believe you understand that. So we have to verify that the solution we have proposed, that the problem we have analyzed, the specification requirements we have provided will be solving the problem at hand. If it's not solving the problem, then we have not done anything. So once we're able to verify that the solution is solving the problem, what do we do? So, okay, then I have a simple, let's do this. It's a simple problem here. So we need a code, or we have to write a code that would determine an employee's weekly wages. First, like I explained in the previous slide, we have to analyze the problem. What's the problem we have to solve here? Well, we need to know the pay rates, and we need to know the number of hours the employee has worked. Once we have this information, what do? So we can calculate. Oh, However, there have to be, will I say, some specific instructions, some specific text. There have to be context. So because in that company, we have people working more than 40 hours, which is the regular working hour. We have people doing overtime, maybe working 60 hours per week, for instance. So they can it and in that context, we have if you're working over 40 hours, you have like 1.5 increase on the normal rates, above the normal rates. So is it the problem is a bit expanded. However, we don't want to develop a solution that only work for people that work for 40 hours. So we need to look for a general solution that will be able to accommodate even people that are working overtime. So what do we do? So I think this diagram at the right side is quite self-explanatory. So what do we do in programming, for instance? We have to input, I know the working hour range, I know the number of hours, I know the periods, and we give those some conditional instructions, which is the conditions here. We have to consider some people like Bob working overtime, and we give the instruction and we have the output. Do you understand how we analyze this problem? Thumbs up if you understand how we analyze this problem just now, given the context. Let me know if you want me to go back. Oh, perfect. So, do you know what I want us to do? What I want us to do is I just want you to. So, I'm going to create yeah, breakout rooms for just 5 minutes. I want you to talk with your peers. I want you to discuss in 5 minutes how you will solve this problem. How? How would you calculate this using your hands? You don't have to write codes now. So I want to see how you will calculate this using your hands. So I'm going to divide you into a group of three and let me explain the assumptions because I need you to follow some kind of assumption, some kind of consideration. Do you understand me? And the first thing is, for instance, the hourly rate is $20. Let's say, for instance, it's $20 per hour. And if you're working over 40 hours, you have 1.5 increase of the hourly rate. Do you understand me? So let's say a scenario, employee A works 40 hours and employee B is working 50 hours. That's weak. I want to see your calculations. I want to see your discussion with your peers. What do you think? Are we good to go? Thank you very much. So I'm gonna create, thank you. So I'm gonna create about five. Let's see, there will be two in some group, there will be three in some group, please, because we have few people in the group today. So let's go ahead and discuss. Go to your various room and discuss. Thank you very much, guys. I love to see you guys on camera, on video. We have 5 minutes for discussion. Go to your rooms and discuss. Okay. Okay, I think we're good to start. Welcome back. I think we have few people to join us. So, what do you think? Anybody willing to share what they discussed? Anyone? Please, you can use the chat. It's so boring talking all alone by myself. I want to learn from you guys. How how are we going to calculate this using our hands, without writing codes? I just want to see the steps or the rationale. How do you want to calculate that? Nobody willing to share? Using if
Saying
statement.
multiply the hours worked by the hourly rate.
Mhm. Good. That's brilliant. Using if statement to separate employee based on hours work. Oh, interesting. You can see that's really correct. So let's see in a simple way how we can do this calculation. So how do we calculate? What are the inputs we need? What is the rate of the pay of the employee? From our example, we say $20. Uh, how many hours has the employee worked? So, for instance, employee A, 40 hours, employee B, 50 hours. So, considering these assumptions, from our previous example, Bob was working about 40 hours and Mary less or equal to 40 hours. So, these are the assumptions we have to work with. So, let's see how to calculate Bob because I think Bob is the employee here that is not straightforward because he worked for 52 hours and the pay is $24.75. So let's say if you work 40 hours, which is the normal working hour per week, Bob is going to make 40 times 24.75, and that's give us $990 for 40 hours. However, there is this condition that if you work above 40 hours, you get 1.5 increase of the hourly pay. So it means since Bob is working 52 hours, that's 52 minus the 40 hours, which is the normal working hour per week. That gives us 12, right? 52 minus 40 gives us 12. So we have to multiply these 12 hours by the 1.5 increase of the normal rates, hourly rates. Do you understand that? Thumbs up if you understand, please. Thank you. Thank you. So that gives us $445.50. And we have to sum this up to get the actual weekly wages for Bob. Are you following? You understand? This is just the basics. You're using your hands to calculate. However, there is this condition that if an employee works above the normal 40 hours, there is a what? A 1.5 increase in the hourly rates. So we have to calculate this differently outside the 40 hours. So let's say, but we need a general solution. We just don't want to calculate for each employee in our company. We don't want to do for maybe there's a lot of people like Bob. Some work 60 hours, some works above 60 hours. Do you want to provide a solution that you want to write a code for each employee? No, that's not what programming does. So what are we going to do here? So a lot of people already said heave, which I know it's gonna be an interesting class. We have few people that understand what we're to do in the scenario. So wages, weekly wages equals to the trial 40 hours, regular 40 hours, multiplied by the pay rates, plus the hours the employers worked, such as Bob 52 minus 40, do you understand? Multiply by the 1.5 increase of the pay rates. Do you understand? Do you understand the statement? This is Zoom, this is a Java, this is a Java statement. Maybe flawed. Oh, thank you. So, I'm sorry. So, this statement is for who? The employees that have worked overtime. Otherwise, this is not the case, then this should be the case, right? Wages equals to hours multiplied by the pay rates. That's if the wages is lower, if the hours you've worked is lower than 40 hours. The employer's work is lower than 40 hours. Do you understand this? So this is a general solution that will accommodate all the employee, regardless of the number of hours you worked per week. I'm taking it bit by bit. I know. I don't want you I really don't want anybody to be scared of programming. It's so easy. Trust me. So, are we good to go? Thumbs up? Good to go? Thank you. Well understood. So, what are the steps we've taken? Get the number of hours the employee has worked. Oh, he has worked 50 hours this week. Okay. Get the pay rate first, then you get the number of hours the employee has worked. Then we calculate the weekly wages, the normal wages. That's the regular 40 hours. Then we calculate the overtime, if there is any overtime. Then we add it, we sum up the regular and the overtime to determine the total wages per week. Have I really solved have I really analyzed the problem? Yes or no? Use the chat. Do you think I have analyzed the problem? Nobody's sure. I thought you guys were following. So we have analyzed the problem here, and we have provided a solution, and we can see we have verified this solution. We'll be able to accommodate regardless of the number of hours you've worked. So it's a general solution. It's going to accommodate all the employees, regardless of the number of hours the employee has actually worked per week. So, interesting. What is programming language? I've been saying I don't want anybody to be scared of programming. So, what is programming language? I've been saying their set of instructions, their set of instructions, their set of instructions. So, programming language is a language with strict grammatical rules. You know why? You know why the grammatical rules are strict? That's when our last class I was saying it. If you understand this language, you can write the other language because the structures are the same. However, the syntax could be different. So language has some set of strict rules based on the syntax. In terms of the symbols, the special words. So, for instance, Python, you print health. That's when you print for Python. And for Java, you have to use a system that's how to print line. You understand? Are you following what I'm saying? I'm trying to break this down as easy as possible for everyone to understand, regardless of your background. There is no prerequisite for this course. You don't need a prior programming experience to take this course. So we have all majors in this course because we are not strict on, we are here to develop 10 softwares. No, we are here to understand the basis of programming. So it is very, very important you understand that each language has strict grammatical rules, symbols, and in fact, some have special words used to construct a programming code, a computer code. So the structure could be the same. However, please, I don't know, you can use that as your watchword for this course. The structures could be the same, but the syntax are different. So, what do we mean? Like I said, I just explained in terms of rules. So now we're using Java for this specific class. In every Java statement, there must be a semicolon to end the statement. You understand? So, int A plus int B, blah, blah, blah. You want to write a specific statement, you must end it with what? With a semicolon. That's the rule in Java. It's different in Python. Do you understand me? Good. Symbols. Plus in Java could be used for addition. You're adding one variable to the other variable, A plus B. It could also be used for concatenation. We will go into those concepts. We will go into those concepts in a few weeks. So please, just for people that have no experience, it's nothing. They're just English words, concatenating, adding two things together, joining, spread. They're just concepts. We will learn those concepts. Asterisk is used for multiplication in Java. Do you understand? You multiply, you want to multiply one variable to the other. These are symbols. So, special words, int. Int signifies what? Integer. Integer. So you're declaring a variable. We'll go to that in our next I think in some classes to come, in the next 3 classes, I guess. So, like Java programming language, just like many other programming language, they have what we call some inbuilt commands. int, float. These are inbuilt commands that could varies from programming language, they varies from language to language. Do you understand me? So, and that's one of the reasons why you need your word. Oh, sorry, I don't want to go here. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons you need your word, your IDEs, your compiler. So we'll discuss that in a few minutes. So, what are we to discuss next is evolution of the language itself. We have discussed that in our class. What do you understand by machine language? Please, I need someone to answer me. Don't read. You don't have to read my slides. You don't have to read my slides. Just give me what is your idea in one sentence. What do you think machine language is?
Isn't it how computers talk, usually in binary?
Good. Perfect. That's the language the computer understands. Ones and zeros. But do we understand ones and zeros as human? It's gonna be difficult to follow through. So these are the lowest level of programming language, and it is understood directly by the computer. So it is written in binaries. But Joseph has said, so it's more in zeros and ones. So no, we said it's the lowest level of language. So it directly communicates to the programming, to the computer CPU. It's directly communicate. And it controls the hardware operation of the computer because it's directly communicating. The computer understands zeros and ones. However, it is very difficult to read and write for humans. How many lines of code can you write in zeros and ones? Anybody? I guess none. So, like I said, machine language, a set of primitive instruction built on every computer. That's what a computer understands. That's the only language the computer understands, zeros and ones. So they're in binary codes, like we said, and it's very, however, it's very fast because the computer understands it directly. Do you understand? You're communicating directly. So it's super fast compared to the other level of languages. So the next one is the assemble language. This was developed to make programming easier. I mean, because we can keep writing in zeros and ones. It's a lot difficult to write and to read for humans. So we have the assembly language, and I think they are more from, I would call that the intermediary level kind of language, and they are more like the symbolic representation of machine instructions. So they're symbolic representation of machine instructions. So they use the mnemonic codes. I don't know. Do anybody knows anything about the mnemonic codes? No, it's not a purpose of this class. But if you're interested, please you can look into it. You can read more on it. But life is much easier with the high level language, so you don't have to. However, we need an assembler. There's need for an assembler to be able for the computer to understand this kind of languages, So there is a need for an assembler, like an intermediary third, well, I call it a third party. Oh, an intermediary between the humans and the computer. And we move to the high level language, which is just like English. I'm telling my on my intelligence saying variable A equals variable A is integer 5, variable B is 6. So I'm saying my computer had variable A plus variable B. I'm actually saying it in English. I'm using English language. So that's the highest, they're designed for human to communicate with computers. We all understood English. So it's easier to relate and to write our codes in English language. Do you understand? However, there is a need for a compiler for the computer to understand. The computer does not understand variable A. We need a compiler to interpret the variable A into the computer's language, which discussed earlier. Do you understand? Thumbs up if you understand what I just explained. Thumbs up. Thank you. So it means a high-level language is easy to read, to write, to debug, because their language we humans understand. We can write in English. You know, when there's an error, I know where the error is. I know how to fix it because it's in English language. If it's zeros and ones, it will be a lot difficult and tedious to do. So I have an example here. Just like I explained, you want to look for an area of a cycle, or I know the radius is 5. We already give the value of the radius. So it's easy for me to just say area equals to 5 times 5 plus 3 point blah blah blah. You know, because they're in English language. However, the computer does not understand this. So we need a compiler to translate this expression or statements into the computer's language. Are we following? Good. So we have a high-level language, like we have saying, we have the Fortran, we have the COBOL, we have Java, like in this language, C, C++. These are the most common. So we talk about the TIHOBE, we talk about the TIHOBE index. So you can also see more popular high-level language on the TIHOBE index based on popularity of how they are being used. So what is a code? Now we have explained what is programming, so I think it's easier to understand what is code. Anybody willing to go? Let me learn from you guys as well. What is code? What is code? I want to write the code. Oh, I have a source code. What are codes? They are instructions for the computer that has been written in a programming language. So my Java code, I've written in a specific language, Java. Oh, I have some set of statements I've written in C++. So those are the codes to provide a solution. I'm running those codes, I'm solving a specific problem to provide a solution. So these are set of instructions for a computer that has been written in a programming language. You could use them interchangeably. Some people call it source code, some people call it code, you know. Anyhow, it's the same. So, oh, we're back. So what happens? What happens at the implementation stage? We're talking about the life cycle of programming language. We've analyzed the problem. So at the implementation stage, what happens? We've provided a solution. We've analyzed, we've specified requirements, and we have verified those requirements. So at the implementation stage, we have to execute the code and we have to test the code. Is it working? Is it doing the right thing? And once we run the code, do anybody understand what is called debugging? Debugging. Debugging a code. I want to debug this code. Removing errors. Perfect. That's true. Finding known errors is what is called. So once you've written your set of codes, I'm using Java. I want to calculate the weekly wages. I've written here, okay, if employee A does this, this should happen. If over time, this should happen. I've tested, I want to run it. Is it really working the way I want it? Is it calculating for all employees regardless of the number of overtime they've worked? Oh, maybe not. So I find the errors. I'm debugging the code. Where is the problem? And that's one of the importance of your compiler. We now have, highly efficient compiler that will tell you, oh, I think you should go on line 5, line 6. I use Jupyter Notepad very well for my Python language, and the debugging is always very easy because I know which of the lines to go to. That's where the error is. That's where the problem is. That's why your code is not working perfectly. So you get to see it and fix the problem. Do you understand? Thumbs up if you understand what we do at the implementation stage. Nobody understood? Thank you. So what do we do at the maintenance stage? What do we do? Now we have seen there is a problem. One of the piece of the code is not working. So we have to do some kind of, I need to modify the code. I need to change the requirements. Maybe the specification is not really working well. So you go back to your code, you modify it to suit the solution you're providing. I think that's the simplest way I can say. So let's use this analogy. I want to develop a software for my user to estimate probably the sugar level. The sugar level. So I've written the code. I specify the requirements. If the result is above this specific range, then it's maybe pre-diabetics or it's diabetics, what I'm trying to say for your glucose testing. So I'm developing such a code or a software to do that. I have implemented it. However, for the usability, my client came back and was like, oh, I think this is not working perfectly for me. It's not calculating when I use the machine, I'm getting a different, when I use the glucose monitoring system itself, I'm getting a different value, I can go back to my code and say, oh, I think I have not put a specific requirement, maybe in terms of the race, it could be anything. So what are you doing at the maintenance phase is to ensure that your code is working perfectly and it is solving it is giving the right solution to the problem. We get that? So, overview of programming lifecycle. You analyze and specify the requirements. Then you think of a general problem that you just don't want to you don't want to write codes for each employee, for instance. So you want a code that will accommodate both the overtime and the regular time. So that's a general solution. Then you verify, then you implement. That is, you run the code, then you check, is it working very well? Do I need to fix anything? Do I need to change any of my requirements at the maintenance phase? So I think this is straightforward. You understand the problem. This is the problem we have. So this is a problem at hand, for instance. You have to go to the problem solving phase. You don't just see a problem and start writing code. This is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You don't just see a problem and just follow the shortcut and start writing your code. Blah, 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 blah. You have to specify, you have to analyze the problem. You have to specify requirements because that is going to help you at the maintenance phase to maintain your code. And we will go, I think in our next class, when we start writing, we will see this in hands-on experience, the use of comments, to be able to, to track what you've done, for other people to be able to read your code and understand and fix it if there's a problem. So you have this on your Canvas page. You have the slides on your Canvas page as well. So I think I'll walk you through. We have a few more minutes to go. So please, no shortcuts, no shortcuts, no shortcuts. Understand the problem we're solving first. This is a problem solving class. It's not just about writing code. It's not just about to provide solution, but we want our solution to be efficient, and we also want to be efficient. You just write a bunch of codes, and you have to, it's not working, you have to go over it. It's a lot tedious, you know. But if you have specification requirements, where, oh, I think this specification I have made here is not right for the solution, you go to that specific requirement. So no shortcuts. Thank you. So these are popular IDEs, and like I said, you can choose any of the ones you're convenient with. I am not restricting you to a specific IDE for this class. However, for the class demonstration, we will be using IntelliJ IDE for the class demonstration. So, are we good? Are we good? Thank you. No. So we start this the next class because we have to write some codes, and I need you to set up your environment. I need everybody to be on the same page. Do you have any question? Any question? Please unmute yourself, use the chat, interrupt me, let me know if you have any question. Any question, guys? Okay, I think everybody is following. Now you understand the life cycle of programming, what we should do, how we should do it. No shortcut. Understand your problem, analyze it, specify the requirement, and verify the requirement. Then you move to the implementation where you start writing your codes and you test it. You execute the solution you provided, then you test it, then you move to your maintenance where you can modify, ensure it is solving the problem at hand. So that being said, I like to go to, if you go on your Canvas page, you will see we have the different, popular IDEs, helpful coding tutorials for people that want to take advantage, learning more or learning before class or following the class and also learning more. So you have this link here. You can go through it to learn more. And here we have the popular IDEs. We can click on it. We can click on that. And here I think I have IntelliJ. So I click on IntelliJ. Can you see my screen? Are you following? Thank you. So on IntelliJ, you can, download. And once you download, you go and set it up. Because I have it, there's no point downloading. I have it, so you can specify for Windows. This is for Mac OS, and you have for Linux. I don't know if anybody's using Linux in this class, but you have different based on the operating system of your computer, so you can download whatever version works well on your computer. You understand? Come here and download the version that works for your computer. You understand? Are we following? Thumbs up. Thank you. So I have it downloaded on my computer. So I'm just gonna show you just a minute. Thank you. Thank you. So I have it. I'm gonna move this here. Just a minute. I have it on my other screen, so can you see it now? Can you see my IntelliJ environment? Can you see my intelligent environment? Thank you. So this is for the next class, so we'll go through this. So this is what I'm expecting. So sorry. I just try to create a new one to see. So I want to create a new project, for instance. This is a project I'm working on. So, you put the names of the projects and you create. You can add sample codes if you're interested. It doesn't really works well, but you can put it and you just create. Um, you just create the projects, and we are good to start coding. We're good to start writing codes. So let me stop sharing that, and we go back to our canvas. Any question? Any question or concerns? No, I guess. Thank you. So on a model page for lesson two, we have the overview. So we click on the overview. This takes us to what we will be doing for this specific lesson. So we started already understanding the basis of programming, and I'm expecting you also use iBooks. Like I say, use iBooks is very important. These are the areas where you will be tested on iBooks. Your assessment is coming. So in the next class, we will be talking about the anatomy of Java programming language itself, Java code itself, and we will be discussing some errors and warnings, like I said earlier, and the use of comments and white space as well. So what are my expectations by the end of this week? Ensure you have your IDEs, download and set up. If you have any issue setting it up, please reach out to me. Let me know. You're allowed to use any IDEs that you want, but I'll be using IntelliJ for demonstration. I said that in class. And reminder, you have participation activity, challenge activities, and lab for this lesson. I noticed some people started their Zybooks assignment already. Thank you very much. I want others to start. Please prioritize your time. There are deadlines. There are deadlines. If you do not submit your assignment until the deadline, then Zybooks will not report your grades to Canvas. I hope you understand. So please prioritize the time. Know when, how to plan your time to start your assignment on time. So at the end, I think we also have quizzes. However, what I did for the quizzes, like I mentioned in our first class, I put the deadlines on towards the exams. I put the deadlines for the quizzes so you can see the due dates is on the 24th of April, and that's towards the exams, your final exam, which is on the 30th of April. Why? This is to prepare you for the final exam. This is to plan, to prepare. You take the quiz, you have everything fresh. However, let me know. But I think it's good to do it this way. I think it's I will provide this way. I will provide this way because we have different majors in this class. Maybe for the ones that are really programming proficient, probably they want to have the quiz, but I think I provide this way to have it towards the exam. This is to plan and to help, to carry everybody along in the class. Other thing, which is very important, I think before our next class is next Tuesday, which is on the 20th. Yes. But before the 20th, on the 19th, you have your check-in tour due. I noticed some people have submitted that already. Please submit your check-in tour before by the 19th. That's a Monday, next week Monday. What is the check-in for? I explained earlier. This is for me to understand if you have any concerns. If your grades are not synchronizing well from Zybooks to Canvas, you let me know. However, to avoid that, I told you, please access your assignment via Canvas page, via Canvas page. So I don't have to struggle to start looking for your grades. So I think that's all I have for today. Do you have any questions? Any questions? If no questions, see on Tuesday. See you on Tuesday. Please, I need you to set up your environment and have your Zybook subscribed, and we can start. We can start drumming. We can start coding. We can start coding on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.